All right, everybody, welcome back to Cracking Up Podcast. This week's guest is Kayan Bush, go-kart racing all-star. How are you, Kaydan?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. So it's the off season for you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
You should be getting ready, right?
Yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. We got to get going on that.
Yeah. When does your season usually start? I know it's springtime, but like what month usually?
Maybe around May, I'd say.
Yeah.
Really, whenever everyone announces their schedule, and we're like, okay, we're going to start here.
Yeah. And you typically race at State Line in Pittsfield mainly, right?
Pittsfield's my primary. I try to do state line with work. It's been hard, but hopefully I can start getting away from that and working Saturdays and racing more on Saturdays. So
Or just quit working altogether.
I hope so. I wish. Marry rich or something.
So your 2023 season was, I think, probably the first time we did work with you guys, and you had like a pretty banging season. I don't have all the stats here, but I know you had a lot of wins. The most improved driver from Monelli with the
hmm
award there. Do you want to talk a little bit about 2023? So maybe some of the highlights.
So I feel like we really took off at Pittsfield. We raced a lot of other tracks just because I had the flexibility to. I was still in high school. So we
Mhm.
travel around to like Paradise Speedway, State Line, Pittsfield. Pittsfield's mainly my primary just because it's so close. There, I think we had 13 consecutive wins, which is hard. So the pressure was on. We actually didn't win points just because I missed a week going on vacation. And it was just
Mm.
great to win all those races and kind of make a statement there.
You said 13 consecutive wins.
Not consecutive, I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
I
like
was gonna say,
I
damn.
think I think I went on like a seven win streak and then someone went up to me and was like, well, eight's the hardest or something like that. So I ended up winning or losing my eighth race, I believe it was. So
They
kind of
got in
jinxed
your
me
head.
there. Yeah. Yep.
So so but like when you're on a hot streak like that, obviously a lot of people will get I guess not angry, but they'll start racing you probably more aggressively because you're dominating week in and week out.
Yeah.
What is that like, and is it even more elevated because you're a female racer racing
I feel
probably
like
against mostly boys and men?
I don't really take it personal that I'm a girl. I just feel like it's kind of a weird way because you can get in everyone's like heads. Like, hey, good luck. But it definitely got a little bit grimy for a little bit there at Pittsfield. I had people take me out before, or take me out on the scales, really honestly. That happened before, um, which was a little bit dirty. And obviously, people were coming up to us a little bit frustrated or saying I did something dirty, but I don't really think I race like that. But if someone does that to me, I'm going to do it back to you.
Right.
So there's probably some hurt feelings there, but I didn't really take it personal. And I knew like they're probably a little frustrated. The same person's winning week after week.
Yep. Yeah. Like no matter female or male, if you win week after week, you're definitely going to have a stigma
Mm-hmm.
with amongst your competition. Um,
I feel
so
like a lot of times, sorry,
no, go ahead.
I feel like a lot of times too, people were coming up to us and trying to like get our insight and our information, and we're just not really about that.
Mhm.
Because like we work hard, and if we're bringing in money and we're helping other people, like that's taking money away from our racing program as well.
Right.
Um, so that was kind of a struggle too with our friends coming up to us asking for all our numbers and stuff, and it's just like you can't really do that.
Yeah. You definitely can't give them everything, even if you give them like
Mm-hmm.
a little bit to get them in the right direction. You definitely can't give away all
Yeah,
the
like a
secrets.
ballpark. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so your dad,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming is the main mechanic.
He is, yes. He does mainly everything. We fight a little bit about what he does, but he's my main guy.
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't be a family dynamic without a little bit of fighting.
Little garage fights here and there. I think everyone knows if we start fighting in the pits just to stay away, and we'll be fine 5 minutes later when we figure it out. Everyone makes
Yeah,
jokes.
yeah, yeah. If you're not fighting and you don't have a little bit of like that want to win attitude, then I think you don't want to win bad enough.
Yeah. I think it's good we argue. There's certain times I'll come off the track and I'll finish first, and someone's coming up on me. He's like, "What's wrong with the cart?" And I'm like, "Dad, nothing's wrong with the cart. Like we're fine. Everything's fine." And then we just start picking at each other.
And he does the tire business too, right?
Oh yeah, we kind of started running spins. I wouldn't say it's entirely serious yet. We hope to get into that, but it's more of like funding our racing program as well and
Hmm.
helping other people get started.
Yeah. So do you guys do just like some of the local racers tire work, or do you do like a lot of like out of state stuff too?
It's mainly just local. A lot of people, since we did take off, we try to stay out of doing karts in our class, like tires there, just
Mhm.
because we're competitive with each other. But we mainly do it for locals, and we'll bring them straight to the track, take the tires right after the race, and then bring them back next week for them.
Okay, that's kind of a cool service.
Hmm.
Is there a lot of people locally doing that? I know across the country there's a lot of people doing that, but is there a lot of like competition in that area?
Um, there's a little bit here and there. I feel like Cartworks mainly does a lot of them.
Hmm.
And I don't really, maybe Tommy Dawson does some. I know like Jared Costello. So there's a little
Right.
bit, but then again, we're right at the track, so that's one plus.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. People are gonna buy stuff when it's like if it's a readily available, they're gonna buy it like straight
Hmm.
straight there. So that's definitely
Yeah,
a plus for you guys at least.
yeah.
So when you headed into 2024, um, you obviously had high expectations. They seem to get a little dampened quite early in the season. You you
Yes.
broke you broke your foot. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I broke my foot in a soccer game and I kept playing on it. And so the orthopedic said it was fine if I can walk on it. And obviously, I still had some pain. So we kept digging with that. And then I think it was our second night we ever raced up at KB Speedway. I was coming off the track and my cart turned off. So I like stood in it because I had to restart it, get across the scales. Just took off right underneath the truck at like 7,000 RPMs. And so that
So
really
were
put a stamper on our season.
so were you in the cart when that happened?
My feet were, and I like my instinct. My nephew was playing actually over in the pits, and the cart would have like headed that way. So I like cranked the wheel. So I jumped out, cranked the wheel, and just watched it take off. I didn't really say anything. I stood there and I was like, this can't be happening right now. And I went underneath someone's truck, and then everyone's running over, and I'm like I just was froze. I was like, I don't even know what to do in this situation. This has never happened. I've never seen this.
Yeah, it was wild. Like when I saw the first picture of it, and I couldn't fathom how that even happened.
Yeah, we were definitely in shock as well as everyone else. I felt horrible for the guy's truck that it went under, and they're very nice about it. And they actually had kids playing around there, and luckily the
Yeah.
kids weren't there at the moment, so that was good. And the cart was actually still running whenever it was underneath the cart, it was just still going in this guy's truck. So we had to go over and pull the spark plug out.
Did it damage his truck?
I don't think so. No, it
No.
was a lifted truck, thankfully. So they just ripped it out. Um, it wasn't as bad as it looked. Like our Micron 5 was still safe. It was just mainly the body. Nothing really was bent. Besides a few things like the steering wheel got bent and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But the chassis overall didn't get bent, thankfully.
Well, thank God for those big butch trucks for boys, you know?
I know.
Oh man. Yeah, that was something. And I mean luckily, not luckily, but luckily nobody got hurt, but also like you had the old body on, if I remember
I
correctly too.
know.
So you didn't even ruin it week 2.
So we went to KB Speedway, nothing against them, but I feel like their track is always pretty rough. So we're
Hmm.
like, I think we're just gonna put the old body on. Like I just got this nice Carpy's wrap. It's the second season, everyone's got the first lap AMCs, so we put it on and thankfully it didn't. It was just that one. It's actually still in our garage.
So going into 2025, is it going to be a very similar schedule as far as tracks
Um,
and stuff, or are you doing something different?
I want to start traveling some more, but with work right now, I actually just taking my real estate course. I just finished that, so I want to get into that. So kind of just seeing where that goes. Hopefully, I can get my rear and gear for that, so I can travel some more this summer. But it'll probably will be local, and I want to start headed up more towards like the upstate because they have a lot more money races up there.
Yeah, money.
I
I like
know
money.
my AirPods keep falling out.
Do you so do you ever run those indoor races?
I do not. They really interest me, but I feel like a lot of them are burrs, and that's just something we don't really typically run. So I don't
Yeah,
want to go and travel that far and suck.
you're right. Yeah, nobody likes to suck.
No, I hate sucking. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, those things, those are cool, but they seem fucking brutal.
I know they seem nasty. I see like the ones where everyone's flying through the wall, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Everyone says it's really hard on the neck too.
Yeah, I can see that. And so I also saw Chapel Hill was going to be running some flat carts this year.
I saw that, and I didn't really look into it. I think I was tagged into something, and it looked more of like pavement.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
a it's
oh,
an asphalt track. Yeah,
that's what I thought. And my dad texted me. He's like, Kaydan, that's an asphalt track. I was like, oh, well, maybe we'll go up there.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's been there for forever. My buddy Ronnie Flame actually bought it. I don't know, maybe 10-ish years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and he did some work to like the property. It's pretty nice. They were running the TQ midgets up there the last couple summers. And that's exciting to watch, but like the cars are probably a little too big for the track. Um,
Yeah.
so they used to in like the 90s, they would get a ton of like go-karts up there. It'd be like a pretty big deal. But the pavement racing kind for karting, at least in this area, is kind of went away
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't really
most part.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, many trucks around here that do that. I mean, maybe it's something to look into, but I think we definitely need to study a little bit more about how to
Oh
race
yeah.
asphalt.
Yeah.
Definitely a completely different ball game.
Yeah. So you said you're getting your real estate license?
I am, yes. I just finished my course. I just graduated college as well, so kind of just taking it slow after that big madness, and I gotta schedule my test and then go from there.
Yeah. You said you were mentioning work. Are you working in real estate currently, like in some facet?
So I work for ERA Team VP Real Estate, and I do rentals like in the Chautauqua Institution and around the lake, also in Ellicottville, New York. So I talk to agents daily. So I've always wanted to do that, and that was my goal. And then I think I was like 16 or 17 when I started working there, and it kind of just got my foot in the door. So obviously, I'm going to hang my license with them, just because I've been there and I have connections there.
Yeah. So what that's an interesting like field to have passion for. What made you like interested in real estate?
Do you know like those DIY shows where like they renovate and they fix up houses?
Oh yeah, those ones where they do like complete remodels for like ten
Yes.
thousand dollars in 2 days.
Yes, yeah, I know. I'm actually watching a show right now called Selling Sunset, and it's a bunch of like bougie girls in LA uh selling real estate, or maybe I think it's California or somewhere over there, selling real estate. But my grandma and I used to watch that show, and my mom and I just gained passion, I guess, for real estate. And I know it's a very demanding career, so
It's so weird to hear someone so young like I'm passionate about real estate. It's so
um,
unique.
yeah, I have some passion there. I don't know if I'm completely passionate because I haven't done it yet, but
Yeah,
I definitely that's where my goals are headed.
yeah, yeah. That's cool. I mean, especially that you have being that young and having like a focus on what you want to do. A lot of people your age don't even have an idea of what they want to do. So, I mean,
I know,
getting
and
started on it early is going to be a huge advantage for you.
I have mixed emotions about it because I'm like, how many people really want to buy a house from a 19-year-old? But that's why I want to like start now, and hopefully by the time I'm like 20, 21, I really have a clientele. So that's my goal. So
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, you don't really present yourself as a 19-year-old, so that's probably,
yeah,
I mean, as long as you don't act like a 19-year-old, I don't see how they would really know the difference.
hopefully. Everyone says I look young, so
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying you look like an old hag.
thankfully, no gray hairs yet.
Give it time. So
To go see my hairdresser.
the Puke and Rally, we just did the new merch for you that you sold on the
Yes, I have it
holidays.
on.
Yeah. How does that originate?
So when I first started racing, I gained this. I don't even know what I want to call it. I don't know. But every time I go on the track, I puke, whether it's behind the trailer or in a bathroom, or I'll disappear for 45 minutes. I'm probably puking. Typically happens at State Line, I feel like. I don't know why I always do it there. I'll be in the lineup with my helmet on. I just puke right out my visor. I don't get on anything. I nailed that down.
It's that track
So that's
food.
yeah. I don't eat on race day. That's
Oh,
another thing. I do not eat on race day. So I puke up everything and then I'm just ready to roll. It's kind of like my good luck.
you have to brush your teeth or anything?
Gum,
Gum. Okay.
gum, a lot of water.
You need to work on getting a like a spearmint, like a Trident sponsorship.
I know.
Be the perfect spokesman. It'd be like that commercial where they're doing something gross and then they turn and their teeth shine and sparkle and they hold up the pack of gum.
Maybe I need to reach out to them and
You should.
pursue a sponsorship there because I definitely use it.
So when did you start racing?
I started in 2020. I believe it was the beginning of COVID.
Mm.
All my sports kind of got shut off, and racing kind of runs in my family. So I my mom actually knew a guy, Mike Anderson, and he took his cart down. He's selling it to State Line, and he was like, "All right, well, you're racing today." And I thought I was just doing hot laps, and I'm like, "Okay, like sounds good." And this is a funny story. I'm sitting in the lineup, like scared, like no idea what's going on, and I'm standing out of the cart trying not to puke, and I see this little kid flip over at State Line, and his head's like in the tire, and the cart's on top of him. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. And my mom's like, "No, you're doing this. Like we've made it this far." So I went out and I did it. So that's kind of where it all started.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. So you had never raced a kart prior to that?
Like I had backyard carts, and my sisters and I used to do four wheelers in the backyard. But
Mm.
and I know the flags. Like I grew up around racing and
Mm.
stuff, but I've never actually stepped foot like on a track like that. And then they just threw me out there to the dust, and were like, "Here you go."
Hey, no better way to learn than just getting thrown into it.
Yeah,
Have you ever flipped?
I have not.
No?
Just the truck incident. I have a few instances where
Yeah.
I've almost flipped. Just it's not necessarily ever been my fault, really. Like some guy hit the wall and I hit into him, and I'm like, I ended up landing. But I've never had anything really happen to me like that. Knock on wood. And I feel like everyone has that traumatic story, but I haven't.
No, I mean you just got the one where you like floored it into a truck.
Yeah. So I do have that story, but nothing where I've actually been like injured or messed up. So
Yeah. Imagine the GoPro footage if you would have had a GoPro on that.
I feel like I did not have my GoPro on that day. I'm so bad about strapping my GoPro on. Um, but I was actually wearing my helmet.
Are
Actually,
you,
I did have my GoPro on,
did
but
you?
it cut. It cut right before I reached up and I grabbed it when I come off the track. And I that's like my biggest regret today is not leaving the GoPro on.
Man, you would have went TikTok viral with that.
I know. Luckily, I wasn't like in the car, but I feel like that would have been a better angle. It would have just been me like turning my head, like standing there, like I didn't even say anything. I was frozen. Everyone was just like yelling, "Watch out!"
Oh, shit. Yeah. I kind of wish I saw it, to be honest. Like, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but it would have been awesome to watch.
Yeah. My little nephew was there, and he comes over, and I'm staying there. Everyone's like ripping my car out, and I just hear everything like breaking, and I'm like, we're done, like everything's out the window." And he just comes up, he's like, "Are you okay, KK?" It was the sweetest thing ever. I still remember it. But yeah, quite traumatic.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it out to some races this year. The problem is like, so we print a lot of racing shirts and do a lot of wraps. So like our time is busiest when everyone's racing. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
nearly impossible to get out there. But our dog passed away last week. So
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, it was a real bummer. He
Yeah.
was 5 years old. Um, he was a coonhound mix. And we think he had some kind of like liver failure, internal bleeding
Mm-hmm.
situation going on. They couldn't really officially, it happened really fast. It was like within 24 hours. So we don't
Yeah.
really have like an official diagnosis, but that's kind of what everyone's leaning towards. Um, but between our dog Blaney and our work schedule, it was just like impossible really to get out to more than one or two races a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to take probably the year and do some traveling and some other things before we look into getting another animal. Plus, it was my first pet, so that was like
Yeah.
truly my pet. Um, so I don't want to like rush into getting another one because I feel like I won't like the pet, and that's not
Yeah.
really fair to the pet. So, um, but yeah, so we're gonna try to get out to some of your races and some of the other races in the area too. Um, so hopefully we can get some cool content action. Maybe you can run
Yeah,
into
I
another
hope
truck or
so.
something.
I hope not that. Maybe a win picture in Victory Lane would be
Eh,
better.
that'd be cool. Doesn't get quite the engagement online, but
Yeah, not quite the content we're looking for.
speaking of content, we both have a mutual friend in Whoa Nelly, the content master.
Yes, yes, Nelly.
How did you meet? How did you meet him?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know. Probably at the racetrack somewhere. I just, it's like one of those people where he just like appeared. Like he's just here now.
Yeah,
Um, Fun fact, he's actually my neighbor. He lives, I can open up my window. I'm like, hey, Nellie's home. Actually got him an apartment there. So um, we're pretty in close contact and we keep up on each other quite often.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he'll text me. My parents will be like, well, Nellie's not home. And then we just text back and forth, like, well, what are you doing? Whatever. So it's
Yeah.
nice to have him around, someone with racing. And we'll go over there and talk crap on people every like
Actually,
2 weeks.
I actually saw that he posted something the other day that you like drove across the street to hang out.
I know, he posted on Facebook, and I'm like, Nelly, it's a whole blizzard outside. I mean, for granted, I could have walked, but like, I don't think he knows what a snow shovel is.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not trooping through that. I'm just gonna drive my car 3 seconds and get to your house.
Hey, that's that. I think that's called girl math or girl
Yeah,
logic. Yeah.
girl math.
My wife Audra loves girl math.
Yeah, me too.
That's her. That's how we own everything in our house. And but we have like this weird like we have two of everything, but we don't really need two of it. It's cheaper because we could get two of them.
Yeah,
That's
girl math.
yeah. um. So I don't know how I met him either. Yeah, he kind of just appeared at our shop.
Really?
He's one of those people. Like I love him to death, but yeah, he's definitely one of those people like you can't ignore him.
I
Like
know. He'll text me and I'll be like, "Yo, KB," and I'm like, "What's up?" And then he ignores me, but whenever I ignore him, it's an issue.
yeah, like he definitely commands the room when you run
Uh-huh.
into him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just kind of like showed up. I think he just showed up at our shop or something and just started like asking a bunch of questions. And next thing we
Well, he
know, we're
lived right in the area, so
yeah,
I guess now it's my turn to have him on this side.
yeah. He showed up, and next thing I know, we were sponsoring one of the modified races he was doing, and then we've just
Mm-hmm.
been, I guess, friends ever since. So
I know you guys seem pretty close. He's always talking about Derek.
yeah, we're best buddies. Did you go to that state line thing last weekend? The sponsorship?
I did not. I had some birthday parties and stuff to get to, so I never really made it over there, and I didn't RSVP, so I
Mm,
did not. But I heard it was really beneficial, and I was hoping Nelly could really give me the rundown on that since I wasn't
yeah,
able to make it.
yeah. They forwarded me the email with like the whole speech and all the slideshows and stuff. So if he didn't send it to you, I could probably forward it to you if it's something you did want to see. Yeah, it seemed pretty cool. It seemed like a good thing. The new owner seems like he's making a lot of the right strides in the right direction to improve the track
Yeah,
and not even just from that standpoint, but like trying to help racers improve their sponsor program and like just their whole image, which in return obviously
yeah,
helps what he's doing too.
I really like that. I don't really think anything has been offered like that around here.
Mm-mm.
So I'm sure for a lot of people to get involved with that, it's good.
Yeah, yeah, it seems definitely like it's going in the right direction. So I'm excited about it. That's one of my favorite tracks. I haven't been to any of the kart races, but we go to a lot of the big car races there, and
It's a nice facility.
yeah, it is. Um, like the seating's nice, the parking's decent, the food's not bad. You should try it sometime. Um,
Yeah, I miss the old. I think we're contracted through someone, I believe. I think Ribs and Bones, but like way back. I think maybe when Bill actually owned the track. I thought the food was better, and I knew they were bringing back like onion fries or something like that.
Mm.
Was the new rave that they were bringing back, so I'm excited.
I,
Um,
I got to get them to do like a custom Carpies like hamburger or something.
that'd be good marketing.
Like instead of sponsoring like a billboard, I want to sponsor the hamburger.
Yeah,
Just make it something ridiculous that everyone will have to talk about.
make like the bun blue or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I like it. We'll have to get Wonelli in on this and we can really brainstorm something good.
I'm sure he'll be down. Anything food related.
Yeah, you throw a
I'm
burger in
just
the mix,
kidding.
he's there.
Uh-huh.
But speaking of him, last year at Pittsfield, he sponsored a kart race out there, and you
Hmm.
had him run hot laps in your kart. I think post race, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How did that come about, and what? How did that experience go? I was hoping you have like some kind of footage of that.
I do have footage. I believe I posted on my racing page not
Oh,
that
okay.
long ago just because I completely forgot about it. I think I sent it right to Nelly hoping he was going to post it. So that came about. We were trying to like kind of market, I guess, and get more people involved in the race just because
Hmm.
Pittsfield hasn't really ran many big races. And obviously, I'm really close with the track owner. I run one of his carts. So I was like, well, let's find a way to maybe get people interested in stuff. So I was like, what if I let you like run my cart? And he's always saying how, oh, I want to run your car, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we ended up doing it. When we got in, it was a tight squeeze. I don't
Yeah.
even think he was in the car. He was like this. Um, and he's going around. I'm like, oh my God, is he going to hit the wall? But he did good. He was fine. And
It
then he gets out, he's
definitely
like, oh,
it
this
definitely
thing
looked like a
drives
tight
great.
squeeze.
Yeah,
Did he get?
I don't think he was in.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was in.
Yeah.
That'd be something fun to do, like some kind of like celebrity race. Like have like photographers and just like people that are involved in the sport but don't actually race to do like some kind of like exhibition, like 10 lap dash kind of thing or something. It might be kind of fun.
I think Lockhart does that, like a powder or
Oh,
something.
yeah, like a powder puff
Uh,
race.
Powder puff, yes.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, they have like
but
the racers' wives or whatever, racers' wives or whatever race.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That seems a bit more dangerous.
bunch of girls out there, they probably got beef with each other.
Yeah, they're all like sleeping with each other's guys.
Probably. Guys are making bets on who's gonna win. I don't know.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy. Drama fest.
yeah. I don't even know if that would really bring like tickets in, but I don't know. Something different would be kind of fun though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely something to think about.
yeah, so we have an exciting announcement for 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Do you wanna lead it off?
So Derek actually reached out to me and we're doing like a partnership. Carpy wants to sponsor me for the 2025 season. It's definitely not what I was expecting, and I'm really looking forward to it because you guys already do so much for us in general, and you guys are very quick with everything and do great work. So for you to reach out to me is great.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it. I've been talking to Daniel about it. Probably for like the last 2 years. Just like I made a kind of a post about it like a week or so ago on our website, a little blog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like so many people ask for sponsorships, and I almost feel like, and like you guys have never asked really for a sponsorship, so that was one appealing. You're good on social media. Um, you win. That's cool, but it's not really important to us because we're not really a performance brand.
Right.
We're more of like a just looking cool brand. So um, winning is just like a plus on top. But I was talking to Daniel about it, and it's just like I don't really know the right way to say it, but we get so many requests for sponsorships that and like most of the people have never even used our stuff. So like I don't understand how they're
I
looking to
know.
be a brand ambassador of something they've never used. Um,
Yeah. Um,
so
I think a lot of people don't really, from a work aspect, what I've learned is like what's in it for us and what's in it for you. Like
mhm.
I want to make sure we're both doing our part, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, and they're just looking to of just take money in but not really give anything out.
Yeah, yeah, we started kind of going this route where we select who we want. We don't even take really applications. I mean, people send them and
Yeah,
I'll read them, and if it's really intriguing, I'll follow up on it. But most of the time, I don't even consider it. But we started dabbling with that last year with a few people, and one of the ones we did that really worked out was this young man in upstate New York, Anthony Belvagini.
I just watched that YouTube video.
Yeah, yeah, he's young. He just went to college. He just started college. But the cool thing with him was he took it like outside of. So he races like road course racing karts, um,
Hmm.
which isn't really a market we're even in really. I mean, now we are. He got us kind of a foot in the door in that area and that kind of racing. But he got us work with his high school, like doing like their choir shirts. His brother has
Wow.
a YouTube channel. He got us doing the merch for that. Like he took it from like the partnership as an actual partnership, not just like, can you get me a free wrap or give me some money
Right.
or something.
Right.
And to this day, like he still does. He actually just started going to school at Hartford, and they have a racing program there, which is pretty neat. So they team up with the kids that are in like an engineering class and machining
Hmm.
classes, and they have to build every part of the car. Like they can't buy any of it, and
Wow.
they have specs that they have to stay within, and they kind of look like mini F1 cars, and they take them to Michigan International Speedway, and they compete with colleges from like all over the world. It's like time trial racing, not really like wheel to wheel
Yeah.
racing, but um. So yeah, he got us hooked up with that. So we're doing the wrap on that car for them. So just like another cool connection that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Um,
Yeah.
so like stuff like that, I feel like goes
A
super
long way.
far. Yeah, like granted that T-shirt order for the school wasn't like massive or anything, but now like that school knows that we do T-shirts, and it could lead to for years doing a couple orders here and there, which all adds up at the end of the day. So
Right.
yeah, I just don't think people really see the big picture in it, and um, you seem to. Like you and your dad have always been really kind to us, and so I thought it would be a good partnership. So I wanted to reach out and kind of lock in that deal. I mean, I assumed you guys were probably going to use us for apps and stuff, anyways, but I kind of wanted to
Yeah.
give back and do what we could to help your guys' program as well. So
Yeah, I really appreciate you considering me and I'm excited.
yeah, so right now we have and how we started doing it was another problem we always had was when we would sponsor someone something, whether it was product or monetary, um, like they would like I don't know something would break like week 2 of the year, and then they didn't race the whole year.
And it
Which
looks bad because like
yeah,
you put
like
money into that and now they're not
yeah, and
outperforming.
you get
Yeah.
absolutely nothing in return. And I
Mhm.
get it, like the things are expensive, and if you can't afford to buy a new one or whatever, a new engine or something, then you can't. But it's hard for us to justify that risk if we're giving someone $1,000 or a
Mhm.
free wrap or tires or something, and it never gets seen. And what did we get out of that? So
Right.
another thing we started doing was kind of what we did with you is we write up a contract of what we expect from you, what you can expect from us, and it's paid monthly instead of one lump sum. So that way, like, I don't know, you just don't want to race anymore and it's June. Like, we didn't spend the whole amount of money. We paid for what we got out of it, essentially.
Right. Right. I think that's really smart for a business.
Yeah. And so we started doing that, and we're doing it so far right now. We're going to do it with 4 people. We haven't ironed out the last two, but you're one, and Zane Harvey's going to be the second one. So we have
Yes.
2 elite racers.
That's good. Yes.
Do you
I'm
know
glad we got
Zane?
the go kart. I don't know him personally, but I believe Nellie's good friends with him, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Nellie talks about him a lot, and I think Nellie has some stuff in the works with Zane. So I believe. Don't quote me on that. So I do know of him, and he's a good racer. So
Do you just leak out his information?
I don't think so. No, Nellie probably will eventually. It'll be in someone his Facebook comments or his weekly trash talk or something.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna probably most likely re up with Anthony. So but we'll have 3 locked in. I think we're looking for like an out of state racer for the 4th person, but
Yeah.
I'm just looking for someone like different that we haven't tried, like their style, either with racing type and or like the way they do content. Like just try something a little off the wall and different. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's everything for me for 2025 as far as the racing program goes. So, what do you think of the online shops?
I really like them.
Yeah.
I really do. Um, I like that you guys kind of manage it and people can just go on and order whenever they want. I
Mhm.
do like that. And I hope I think I have one up right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So the cool thing with
Um,
our new ones is they stay up permanently.
yeah, I like that. And I
Yeah.
always ask people come to me all the time. They're like, "Oh, where can I get some race merch?" And normally I'm like, "Oh, we only make it the first week of the year or whatever." So now I could say, "Oh, I'll send you the link on Facebook and you can
Yeah.
order one."
Yeah. That's what I was telling you with the A-frame sign that we're gonna give you guys to like set out in your pit area. Um,
Hmm.
one side will have like the QR code and the whole merch setup printed on it, and then the other side will have just like the custom wraps. So that way, if people have questions or they about the wraps, you can just point them right to that, and they can scan it and get all the information that they need, which takes a little bit of the distraction out of your day. You don't have to answer
Hmm.
1,000 questions that you probably don't know all the answers to, and
Yeah.
or if they want merch, they can scan it and get right to it. So
I think it would be good for you guys too, because we do get quite a few people that come up. Oh my gosh, who does your cart like wrap? That looks great.
mhm.
So hopefully we can bring you guys in some more business. I think you guys are working with like Tyler Becker now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're good friends with them. So hopefully we brought him in for you guys.
Yeah, he did merch with us last year, and
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing the wraps this year. Hopefully, I mean they seem like they really like the merch end of it, so hopefully that
Yeah,
draws them in
I
for
see
the
him
wraps
like
too.
posting about it and stuff. Or
Yeah.
I think Cody Contreal. I don't know how to pronounce
Yep.
the last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sent him over your way.
Yeah.
Not to brag.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know where they came from.
Yeah,
Yeah, he just opened up an online shop for his stuff too. So,
yeah.
speaking of wraps, what are we gonna do for this year's wrap to win all these contests?
Um, well, I definitely want pink. I was kind of thinking I want to put the Puke and Rally back on it. I think last year I did like all guts, no nuts. I'm gonna go back to the Puke and Rally. I'm obviously a new sponsors, but I'm trying to think of a way to like do real estate involved in it.
Hmm.
Like when I get my license, that's why I've been kind of holding off just because I want to make sure I have my license before I start advertising it. But
Yep.
like that's like a walking billboard for real
Yeah.
estate. So I want to figure out how to like incorporate that into my rap. I just haven't quite figured it out. And I'm like, as a real estate side, I'm like, oh, I need a slogan, maybe like Need for Speed or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
can work at something. Are you doing like your own logo for it, or are you using the branch that you're working under's logo?
it would just be the branch that I'm working under,
Okay.
just to let people know, like, oh, I do it. So I feel like hopefully maybe that brings me in business.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know that from because we do a lot of RC racing, and even when we go to like stock car races or kart races, like you're gonna sell more of whatever you do if you're there in person
Hmm.
versus like never showing up or no, like if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. So like
Right,
if you know you make friends or you meet families that race and they know you do real estate, whenever they're in the market for it, you're going to be the first person that they think of if you're always around and you're in their mind in some facet. So
right.
I
And
think
that's kind
that's
of what
going
I
to
was
help.
thinking.
Yep.
Hopefully I
So
just like don't take someone out and then they don't want to work with me anymore.
yeah, yeah, that's one thing that's kind of tough. Like when we go racing, everybody wants to like talk to you about it, like wraps and shirts and stuff, and you're trying to do your own thing, but you also can't
Hmm.
be a dick and be like, fuck off, I got stuff to do.
Right.
So like it can be a little distraction at times, but and that too, where if you I don't know, you take someone out or you have a tiff with someone that like almost instantly directly affects your business, even though it shouldn't.
100%.
It's stupid, but it does.
Yeah.
There's just the reality
Especially
of
like
it.
politics.
You know, politics. I hate politics.
I try to stay away from it, but
It's impossible to stay away from.
Absolutely.
especially in business, because a lot of the times getting a job or like a client or something, there has to be a level of politics that are played in that, even if you
Hmm.
don't want to, just you have to, unfortunately. But yeah, we're gonna have to come up with something pretty badass to win whatever car shows you end up putting them in. So
I was thinking maybe is the Olean Mall still doing theirs?
I think so. I haven't heard that they're not. I know
Yeah,
J&R
we have to
does
remind them.
one. I think Chautauqua Mall still does one, right?
Yeah, I did that one, I think once or maybe twice.
Yeah.
So
The
we'll
Olean
definitely
Mall.
be somewhere.
I don't know if I sent it to you, but I made a video last year. I went to the Olean Mall for that, and I just kind of did a quick walkthrough when it first opened. And that place is so depressing.
I know. So's the Chautauqua Mall. I don't know what's worse. Olean or Chautauqua, they're both getting bad.
Yeah. Olean's
Makes me
probably
sad.
definitely worse.
Probably. And it's like, oh, you go there and you want to sit there for 5 hours and just like talk to everyone, but it's like, oh, there's no stores to go to. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of black mold and like water leaks though, so that's fun.
Yeah, probably like rats or something.
I made a video. I didn't post it because I knew people would get butt hurt, but I sent it to a few people just so they could laugh. But if I find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll work on something badass to win. We have to win the mods with Zane, and we have to win the carts. That's our first wins of the season, I guess.
I hope so. Vote for
All right.
me.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, it's good catching up with you,
Nice catching up
and
with
we will
you.
be in touch soon to get everything rolling. We'll drop some new merch on the online shop. We'll get the wraps knocked out. New helmet wrap. We don't
I
offer
do,
we don't offer helmet wraps, but I want to, but I need to like do a few of them before I'm comfortable selling them to people. So
yeah, you can
we'll
use
do it.
mine as a test dummy. It's brand new.
Nice, nice. Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. Thank
All right,
you.
no problem. We'll catch up soon.
Catch up soon.
Bye.
Bye.